Down the middle aisle there.
I manage one of the cybercrime response teams for one of the major banks in Australia. So we, to the Assistant Director's point, certainly see a lot of the growth in capability of the protagonists out of the former Soviet Socialist republics and so forth. The question I have is when you look at, say, the capability of the Rockfish Gang or similar groups, and the political affiliations that they have and the protection that they have in the area they operate in, what's going to happen or can be done at a government level between governments to, I think, ultimately get ahead of these guys?
It certainly depends on which governments you're referring to. There are some countries or some governments we have better relationships with than others. And that particular exploit you're referring to, yeah, it emanates from a certain part of the world. And when it comes to the banking industry, my hope is that we shore up the banking system's security, network security, because I believe that will be a quicker solution than developing better relationships with certain countries when it comes to their local citizenry and what they're doing on our networks. But we're still trying, and believe it or not, we interface with those countries on a regular basis about network security and what's emanating from their countries. And we've made headway because their citizenry is not discriminate. They're hitting their own country as well as ours. And oftentimes we get cooperation just because they don't like what's happening to them. So I'm hoping, if for no other reason, they begin to work more with us because they are receiving just as much as we are when it comes to compromises on their networks.
Yeah, I'd like to add that, I think most federal agencies that deal with the public and revenue are seeing the same problems in the United States that you're seeing in Australia. Unfortunately, I'm way too intimately aware of some of the problems that we're experiencing with phishing sites and other fraud emanating out of Europe. And the bottom line is that, and I want to be blunt because I think that's really what BlackHat DEF CON's all about. Our effectiveness is kind of like standing on the beach, kicking waves, trying to change the tide. We're not effective. We're not making a difference. And I echo what the gentleman from the FBI said, that the solution is not trying to do an enforcement action because we're not able to do it effectively or even very often. I think that the better solution is we got to find the methods that they're using to gain their advantage and deal with that. And I would just say, information like implementing smart cards and better authentication with credit cards would mean they wouldn't want the credit cards. And that's really where we need to refocus our attention, because I'm not privy to everything the FBI does, but I know that in my neck of the woods, I have not been very successful working with overseas governments.
This is, I think we're out of time now, so.
Okay, thanks, guys.